What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently 1:41 a.m. on Wednesday the 8th of November, and yeah, we've already opened for the day and we've actually caps up, which isn't ideal, but I'm not going to change my bias, so to speak. As in, I'd like to still think that we can expand lower, but the price action is looking very ugly right now. But we'll just get straight into the charts. So let me mark out the daily dividers just so we have a better look. So we have Monday here. We'll make it black. I'll make it 50%, and then we got Tuesday here, and then we've got Wednesday here. Wait, what? Tuesday? Yeah, and then we got Wednesday that we're about to go into now. And I'll also mark out Sunday. There. So you can see how we've been gradually getting higher all through Monday and Tuesday, which is typical of a bearish week to create the high on the Tuesday. So it'll be interesting to see if we do actually have an expansion lower in the new day. If we do, I'd like to see this happen during London session, some kind of break to the downside. One thing that we need to pay attention to is this massive 4-hour fair value gap that you can see we've just slowly been working our way up through it. And you can see how we're consolidating at that midpoint level. And you can see how we continue to consolidate around this level. Now, in yesterday's video, I stated that I didn't really want to see price trade up to this level. I'd like to see a gap left open, preferably. But it's looking like price may likely want to take out Tuesday's high now, assuming it doesn't do it during Asia. It may want to take out that high and trade into that level, and then after that, I'd have to see how price responds, because it's really complicated right now. But you can see we've just been tipper-tappering up, filling in this inefficiency, which will hopefully allow us to then move away aggressively with aggression to the downside. But obviously I want to see a proper break in market structure, and we haven't exactly got that just yet. So generally speaking, I'd keep my eyes on this swing high. It would be nice if that gets left. So like if we fail to trade into this swing high, that would be great, because that would mean we're likely going to start running for the south side, run into Sunday's opening price, which is here. Make that red. And we also have some high impact news releases as well that could help drive that. So that's something to take into consideration. And if that is to happen, like if we are to see a nice break to the downside, we can start looking for a run into the south side liquidity residing here. And yeah, that's pretty much my expectations overall. But you can see how we're just consolidating at the midpoint of this fair value gap. And again, if you watched yesterday's video, I stated how I didn't want to see price trade into this wick. And you can see we're very close to it now, and the fact that we've gapped up higher is showing a level of bullishness. But again, preferably I'd like to think that we'd fail to reach that level. It's not going to be the end of the world if we do reach that level, but it would be preferred for me to see that level left untouched. But we can only wait. Here's the gap open that we had. As you can see, quite a big gap as well, which shows, like I said, a level of bullishness that I didn't particularly want to see. But yeah, everything's still going to plan in terms of, if you watch yesterday's video as well, you'll remember me saying that I wanted to see us run into this buy side, and you can see that's exactly what's happened. But you can see now we've come back down to that level, and we're kind of finding a level of support there for now, until, like I said, I do want to see some aggressive selling happening. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to quickly look at the news releases for today. There is one high impact news event, the Fed Chair Powell speech. That's in 12 hours, so that will be about 9 a.m, 9:30. So it'll be interesting to see where the markets are at that point. But yeah, if we're expecting a bearish week, which I am, we got to remember that this is a Sunday open. I'd like to think that this is all creating the high of the week, and then we can see some movement to the downside. But again, with with this massive gap that we've just made, literally like now, I'm not too the probability goes down. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. So yeah, and also the one thing to note as well, this down candle here, this is quite an aggressive trade to the downside, plus we took out this swing low, so we could argue that this is a breaking market structure and this is just simply a retracement back into the bearish order block. But it's overall, it's just general consolidation in general. Like we're now stuck in this range. It'll show us now from this high to this low, we're kind of just in this range, and price is gonna essentially, fall aggressively out of one side. I just want to see it fall out on the downside, but we can only wait. Let's go to GBP. Now GBP, I do think is likely going to take out Tuesday's low. Let me just mark out my daily dividers again. So there's Tuesday, Monday. And the reason I say that is because we've already traded through the 50% level off the order block. So if you look at this, you can see we traded through that on the 1 hour. And it's just, in general, I'm seeing a lack of support get shown for this bullish order block. So I wouldn't be surprised if GBP did sweep out that low before us seeing any kind of movement higher. We can also mark out Sunday as well, and then look at the Sunday opening price and do the same thing we just did with dollar. Open in here. And yeah, again, it's always a matter of time and waiting. Like I said, we're still waiting on some kind of expansion. Tuesday was quite consolidated just as expected, in terms of we've got lows, highs, lower lows, highs, like a lot of back and forth price action. So we just need to see how it responds. There is a breaker here as well that we need to remember. Low, high, lower low, then we break higher, right? So if I look at the order block for this range, which will be this last up close candle, you can see how price is treating this level, and that's why we can allow price to trade down into it. We also have an inversion fair value gap here as well, because price traded on the upside. I'm going to make this one black. Because price is traded on the upside, when we come back down to this level, and if we do reach for it, which I reckon we likely will, we should be able to find some kind of support at that level. So ideally, what I'd like to see tomorrow, I'd like to think that we can take out Tuesday's low, create the low on the Wednesday, and then I'd like to see bullish price action for the rest of the week. And that is actually a weekly profile in itself. There's weekly profiles whereby the Wednesday creates the high or low of the week, and then Thursday and Friday will have a lot of aggressive buying and or selling. So there is still that opportunity, and all it takes is a certain news driver or whatever to be able to push price up and start running against itself. But yeah. But again, this kind of back and forth price action, not the best. But I can imagine that we'll likely create the low tomorrow, maybe preferably during London, and then expand higher. But we can only wait. Euro. Now, Euro yesterday traded down to this wick. So now that this range has been closed in, I'm now looking at this wick and the levels on that. So let's drop down to the hourly. I'm going to do the same thing, mark out the dividers. But I'd like to think that this order block now will provide support for higher prices on Euro. So let me just get these daily dividers out. Excuse me. So we've got Tuesday there, Monday, and Sunday. We'll mark out Sunday's price action as per usual, open. Let me get Wednesday as well down. And yeah, again, very similar to pound, traded higher on the Monday. I'm seeing all of this. Remember, I'm seeing all of this as manipulation. What are we trading down into? We've got a beautiful fair value gap here. And we can look and see that we are actually continuing to support the 50% level of it. Look at that. Yes, we've wicked below it, but price is respecting it. And then seeing this trade higher here and close outside of it just say to me that we're likely going to see higher prices. But again, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that proper expansion. Like, I want to see real expansion, so to speak. Although this is expansion to an extent, this is the high which I'd like to see get taken out for me to be, you know, comfortably bullish. But yeah, this is just really ugly price action in general though. Let's go here real quick. We'll look at this. You see that volume is staying above. If you look at this same fair value gap on the hourly as well, you see how volume is remaining above that 50% level. And then let's look at dollar. Let's see how it's treating its fair value gap. This high to this low. You can see we kind of traded through it, but it's just consolidating around it a heavy amount. So yeah, Tuesday, not the best looking day. Yeah, I guess we'll just see. Like I said, this south side residing down here, I would like to see it get grabbed. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, and we'll likely just carry on running higher into relative equal highs. It's going to be one of the other guys. But how, in order to know, what am I looking for me to know what direction? Well, let's talk about that real quick. Like I said, if we start to trade aggressively higher, like let's say we have another expansion on dollar to the upside and we start running into these highs here or up here, then I'll know that we're likely going to continue higher for the rest of the week, which would be interesting because that would mean Monday was created that means Monday created the low, which would mean Friday would see a retracement of some sort. But yeah, I'm just going to stick to my bias. The thing that I need to remind myself is that everything's still going as I planned, so to speak, as in, if you go and watch Sunday's video, this is exactly what I expected to happen. So long as that stays in line, there's nothing I can really complain about. It's just that it's times like these when there is heavy consolidation where the markets get choppy and it's like, it can like throw you off. But we're going to stay level headed, we're going to stay safe, we're going to keep our risk low. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been GBP baby, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.